All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's live. Sorry, I was a couple minutes late. So let me know if you're joining me today. Um, if you're joining me live, just say hi. And if you're watching the replay, just put hashtag replay in the comments. All right, guys, this is a good topic today. We are going to be discussing the difference between emotional eating and a planned treat meal. So, I want to ask you a question. When you have a bad day or something happens that upsets you or makes you angry, how do you deal with your stress and emotions? What do you do? Well, a lot of us end up turning to food, right? So what foods do you normally want to eat when you're stressed or upset? What do you think of? Like, what do you crave? What do you kind of gravitate towards when you're stressed out? You've had a bad day, you're upset about something, you're mad. If you are an emotional eater, what kind of food do you turn to? So, usually it's some kind of comfort food, right? Like, um, you crave sugar, yeah. So usually it's some kind of comfort food like, ice cream, chips, cookies, right? Like that's usually the kind of things that we crave when we're emotional, when we're upset, when we're stressed out, when we're angry about something. We don't usually crave a big bowl of broccoli, right? So, so let's first break down the difference. I want to explain like emotional eating and then what a planned treat meal is, and then I'm going to give you some tips to help you. So let's first talk about emotional eating. Um, Emotional eating is a way to suppress or soothe negative emotions, like we just talked about. You could be stressed, you could be angry, bored, even. I've heard people just want, they tend to have cravings or want to snack when they're bored. Um, and you could be sad or just lonely. Like any of these emotions could cause cravings for like comfort food because you want some kind of comfort, right? And so they give you that comfort when you're feeling these emotions. And it can be triggered by a major life event, like a death in the family, a divorce, something, some medical issue, some kind of news you got, anything like that. Or it could even just be everyday stress. Like if you just um, have a stressful day, or like every day at work seems stressful, or every day at home seems stressful, like dealing with the kids, or if you're in school and it's stressful, whatever it is, you know, emotional eating can be triggered by these things, right? And once we start emotionally eating, it can quickly turn into a habit or a routine, Um, and it did for me for years. Like that's how I dealt with stress. That's how I comforted myself when I had a stressful day, when I was upset, anything like that. That's how I used to comfort myself. And, um, and it didn't take long for it just to become a habit. And then it didn't matter whether I was um, stressed out or upset or anything like that. It just became an automatic habit for me for years, 10, 15 years I dealt with that. So, yeah, it can, emotional eating, once you start it, it can quickly turn into a habit or a routine that you don't even think about. And over time, it can become second nature, and you don't even think about it. Like you do it without thinking about it. And your brain gets used to the dopamine hit, the dopamine release that comes when you eat that comfort food, whether it's sugar or, something salty like chips or pretzels or anything like that. You get that dopamine release. And this makes it easier to get programmed into your routine when your brain and your body is used to getting that dopamine release, then this is what really helps it become a habit or a routine. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know if it does. Um, Let me know if you understand what emotional eating is a little bit better. So now that we've talked about that, let's talk about a planned treat meal or planned snacks, planned enjoyment foods. I've even heard. I really like that one. If you call it like enjoyment foods, you're not eating out of emotion. You're planning to have this meal with a friend or family or whatever, to celebrate a birthday, anniversary, whatever, or just going out on the weekend. Um, that is a planned treat, a planned meal, a planned splurge meal, or whatever you want to call it. So I think of treat meals as foods they're more processed, like pizza, French fries, desserts, things like that. And I purposefully plan these into my week so that I don't feel deprived like I used to when I was a yo-yo dieter. Um, so I purposefully have meals like this planned into my week so that I don't feel deprived, but it's controlled, right? Because I've planned it. Um, and then I don't feel guilty about it because, I knew it was coming. So this concept has been a game changer for me, and I no longer go on and off of diets. I no longer binge eat, because that used to be my routine. I would go on a diet. I would, lose weight and be feeling good and everything, but then I would feel deprived. I would get to a point in that diet where I would feel deprived, and then I would just give up, and then I would binge eat. I would eat like to the point of making myself sick because I just felt so deprived because I went so long without having my favorite foods. So that was not healthy either. Um, so so the way I do it now is I plan a few of these planned treat meals, planned desserts, and things like that into my week. Um, and then I don't feel deprived because I know that I can have a few of my favorite foods every week. And this way of eating your favorite treats is better than waiting until you're stressed or emotional because it puts you in control. So so plan when you will have your treats and your splurges, and that will help you not feel so out of control with, like, a habit or an addiction to, okay, it's 8 o'clock, the kids are in bed, I'm watching TV, and this is my routine where I just go to town on snacking. you know you don't want to do it like that. You want it to be controlled. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to go out to eat Saturday with my family. I'm going to have a nice meal and a dessert, and that, it's planned. So plan these things into your week. So most of mine are on Saturday. I know I've talked about this before. I usually have like a meal or two at a restaurant on Saturday, and then I normally eat a dessert probably on Saturday. And that really keeps me from feeling deprived. It really keeps me satisfied. And then, like the rest of my week pretty much is whole foods, very healthy, high nutrient dense foods. Um, but that's like enough for me. I don't have to have it every day like I used to. Um, so now that we know the difference between the two, emotional eating and planned treat meals, let's talk about how you can start overcoming emotional eating and feeling more in control around your favorite foods. Um, so the best way to start breaking your emotional eating is to identify what gives you the urge to do it. You know, identify what initially triggers you to want to snack. You know, what emotion is it? Is it boredom? You know, um, how else can you relieve stress or boredom? You know, what other activities can help you relax? I always suggest like deep breathing, meditation, or getting outside in nature. Like if your trigger is like stress, do something that's going to help you relax other than eating. Okay. And then if it's boredom that, you just, every time you get bored, you want a snack, then, you know, what can you do to avoid getting bored? What can you do instead? Like, can you go take a walk? Can you read? Can you call somebody like a friend or, your sister or somebody, call somebody. And so you're not sitting there bored, and because if you get bored, you're going to want to snack, right? So think about that. What else can you do to avoid boredom, to relieve stress, so that you don't give in to that urge to snack? And then, so after you identify what causes you to emotionally eat, set yourself up for success by taking away the temptations whenever you can, whenever possible. If ice cream is like your go-to food, it used to be mine. That was like my favorite thing to eat, as a night snack. Um, but if that's your go-to food, get it out of the house. Like I had to do that for a while. I had to get all the treats out of the house for a while until I felt more in control and could have them in the house again. Um, so so try that, and like like I said, I have like a dessert on Saturday. I have a splurge meal on Saturday. If ice cream or cookies or chips or say a meal, some kind of meal like pizza or something like that, if that is your what you want to plan into your week, then just buy it. Like what I tend to do, I'll buy it the day before, like the day before, like a Friday, or the day of, and I won't have it sitting in my house all week, right? So if I want ice cream, I'll buy the ice cream like Friday, and then I'll have it for Saturday. And then another thing I do is, I used to, like I'm in control now, so I can have these things in my house. Like my husband can buy something, or my kids can have something in the house, and it doesn't bother me anymore. And that's really what this is going to help get you to make you feel more in control around food, so you don't have to do this. So you don't have to like eliminate them from your house. But what I'm saying is, in the beginning, get them out of your house before, until you feel more in control around them. And then what you can do, if you are like, okay, well, on Saturday I want to have ice cream, then just buy that small one. Buy the little small container. What is it, like a pint? Buy that and like share it with somebody. You and your husband share it, or your kid or something. And then after that, it's gone, and you don't have it tempting you the rest of the week. And like I know there's like at my grocery store, they sell those. You don't have to buy the whole cake at the bakery. You can just buy like one or two slices. And I'll do that sometimes if I'm wanting like some cake or something that weekend. I'll get that. And that way I just have that one slice to eat, or, if it's two slices, then I'll eat a slice and maybe somebody else will eat the other slice. And then after that, it's out of the house. It's gone. I don't have it tempting me. So try that too, like get it out of the house during the week or whenever, you're trying to not eat it. And then just buy it like right before you're going to eat it, like the day before or the day of, and then that's it. That's your treat. Enjoy it and move on. um so try those things. And let me see what this comment said. Yeah, you love that. Good. I'm glad that helps. I started noticing when I can't control myself with something and stopped buying those things. Yeah, that's what really helped me. I just had to, for a while, I had to just get it out of the house. Like I just couldn't have it in the house. And then after, I would say for me, like 6 months or so, I started to feel more in control. And then I could have it in the house and it wouldn't bother me because I got rid of that habit, right? I got rid of the habit of having ice cream every night or, whatever the sweet was. I got out of that habit. And once I broke that habit, I was okay with having it in the house. It didn't bother me anymore. So try those things and see if that helps you break your habits, break your emotional eating. And um, And look, some people some people need more than this, right? They're having trouble with emotional eating, so you may need some support, right? You you may be the kind of person that gives into emotional eating, and you really need like your husband, a friend, somebody to help support you in that. And it is so much better when you do have that support. Like my husband, when I was going through it, he was very supportive. He just wanted me to get over this habit. So, because I had gestational diabetes at the time. I had to. And so he was very supportive. He didn't bring anything in the house that he knew would tempt me. And sometimes you need that support if you're having a lot of trouble, or, if you were like me and you had been emotionally eating your whole life. I was 34 years old and I was trying to break an addiction to sugar that I'd had my whole life since I was a kid. And so it really did help that he was there supporting me, and he wasn't going to bring anything into the house that he knew would tempt me. And so it's very it's helpful if you can, you don't have to keep it a secret. Like let your spouse know, let a friend know, help them, tell them to keep you accountable. And that can make a world of difference when you have someone that is keeping you accountable, that's maybe doing it with you. And there's even like support groups you can search out, even here on Facebook and probably in your community, that are like, support groups for like, if you're a binge eater, emotional eater, or you have like a sugar addiction or anything like that. I mean, that's what I hope that this group helps do. But sometimes you need a little bit more. You need like, um, maybe in-person interaction and things like that that can really help you, and that you have people that can relate to you and what you're going through. So you can also look for that if maybe you don't have somebody to really help keep you accountable or to be really supportive in the way that you need. So that can help as well. And you can also get professional help from someone like me who's been through emotional eating. We like nutritionists and coaches and things like that. And what I really suggest is if you are really struggling with something like emotional eating, binge eating, whatever it is, some kind of issue that you want to overcome, get someone. If you're going to seek professional help, get somebody that's been through it. I don't mean go to your, you know, insurance and say, I need a nutritionist. Well, a lot of times they haven't been through what you're going through, and so they don't, they're just going to give you the run of the mill food guide pyramid kind of suggestions. And what you need, if you really want to overcome this, is somebody who has been through what you're going through, you know so I've been through emotional eating, I've been through the binge eating, the yo-yo dieting, I've had diabetes, I've reversed the diabetes. So I have been through those things. And so that I I can help someone who is going through those things. I can help you with your emotional eating, with your habits and your cravings and your blood sugar and things like that. So, you know, having a coach to guide you through the steps can be there, and can be there for support, can make all the difference, it can be the difference between you finally overcoming it or going back to it. So if you're interested in learning more about how I can help you with emotional eating, just put help in the comments. You can just type help in the comments and I'll know to reach out to you, and we can do a few things. We can talk about it through the DMs and see where you're kind of at, and I can give you some advice from there. Some people like to have a phone call and talk about it over the phone. And then I also have a couple other packages that you can, health coaching packages, personalized. I can do personalized macros and like a plan for you. And then I also have a course called Cravings to Confidence that takes you through the steps that I took to overcome my cravings and my habits and, um, you know, reverse my health issues. So I have a lot of options. So if you are interested in learning more about how I can help you, just put help in the comments and I will reach out to you. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful to you and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next week. All right, bye.